Good morning. Welcome to Live True with JT. I'm JT. It is Saturday, January 6th. It's a little after 7 in the morning. And I am training to run the Grand Canyon rim to rim to rim. And my goal is 16 hours. The run, hike, walk, and hopefully not crawl, but if I have to, that's what I intend to do. Of course, if it gets to that point, I definitely won't be doing it in 16 hours. I'm having a little bit of an off day today. Once again, I stayed up too late. And you say, well, Jared, isn't that kind of under your control? Well, yeah. And I used to go to bed at 8:30 every night, get up at 4. And so I'm going to try to get back to that because I need to get on a little better training schedule. It's a beautiful morning. My plan is to do about 8 miles today. So I'm going to loop around the mountain a couple times. That should put me right around 8 miles with a little bit of elevation gain. And from here on out, I will slowly be increasing the miles and especially focusing more on elevation gain and descending, going down. It's extremely important to train that part of it. I've also started doing more strength training. Right now it's just doing lunges and kettlebell swings and push-ups and pull-ups and core exercises and just trying to strengthen my body overall. But I will really emphasize the squats and I'll be doing some deadlifts as well, squats and deadlifts and lunges, and then also a lot of core work. So I'm just coming over the saddle on the Dynamite Trail. I went over Goldmine Mountain, where I always go, and I'm heading back that direction. I'm going to go do another loop. I don't know if I'll turn around and go counterclockwise. I don't know. Anyways, so the other part of my plan is I'm going to start incorporating intervals. And trip on a rock. The intervals is a really good way to get into shape very quickly from a cardiovascular perspective, and I really need that right now because my lungs are still lagging. And I've done some more running this week as well. So this week has been a very good it's been a good week as far as training goes. I have been able to do a little more, and I'm going to be now. I just need to stay consistent and then do a little more. That's my plan. I'm not sure what else to talk about today. I just want to get this training in and get this video edited and posted. If I think of something else to talk about, I want to give you an update of how the training is going. I am not energetic this morning. I am tired. My legs feel good. My lungs do feel weak, and I am just trying to move along as much as I can. And part of that is just part of not feeling great today. Is just I haven't had good sleep. That's to be expected. But one thing though is that's good for training purposes, because when you go to the Grand Canyon, oftentimes you didn't have a very good night's sleep the night before anyways, and you just kind of have to go anyways, do it. Some of the things that are coming up, Carl and I have once again, if you've been watching these videos and you know who Carl is, Carl's one of my best friends, like a brother. I've mentioned that before, but he hasn't been out here as much as he has in the past. His schedule has changed a little bit, but he and I are talking about going to the Grand Canyon to do rim to river to rim. We were talking about that before, but that kind of, we weren't able to get to it. Then the holidays came, I got sick, all this stuff. So we're talking about targeting when we might go out there. We're thinking about the end of this month or beginning of next month, because the plan is to get up there at least twice and do that before we go do rim to rim to rim, before we do the big one. A couple dogs are battling it out over there. Well, I completed my first loop. The sign's behind me, I don't know if you can see that, but if I go that way, I get to the parking lot. If I go that way, I'm doing another loop. And I'm just gonna look in the direction that I want to go. I have to tell you, I'm very tempted to just be done with this today, but there's just more. I just need more training. And you know, I said I started the day. I'm not really having a great day. I'm not didn't get enough sleep. I'm kind of tired. But I just had a pretty decent run, and I feel pretty good. And I feel like, yeah, I'm just not done yet. I'm not, and I need to not be done yet, because I need to start pushing more. So earlier I talked a little bit about training when you're tired, and I'm tired today, mainly because I didn't sleep enough. But you know, when you go to the Grand Canyon on the big day, whatever it is, you're excited, maybe nervous, and there's potential that you don't have good enough, good night's sleep. That's happened to me before, and then you get up the next day, and if you're in shape and in decent shape, everything goes just fine, right? We just have to understand that when we go there, part of it is being tired. And so, training when I'm tired is part of it. It's part of the deal. It's part of the training. I have thought about some crazy ideas too, like, well, what if I just, one of these days I start at night and just go all night? And I don't know if I need to do that, because that's not our plan of the Grand Canyon, but it would be some good sleep deprivation training, But that walk's a fine edge, you do too much of that, you end up getting sick. But, I have these thoughts in my mind, like, how can I make this harder? How can I do more? And really all it is just got to be consistent, not crazy, but consistent, and just increase what you're doing a little bit at a time. And so on that day, you're ready, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. You've got to know what it's like to be tired and keep going. You got to know what it's like to want to quit and just keep going, because that's part of it. And it doesn't matter if you're doing, one of the shortest hikes when we talk about the rims. Of course, that would be the rim, the rim trail on the top. That's not what we're talking about. Is rim to river to rim. Now we could go, from Bright Angel rim to Indian Gardens to rim. That's a thing. But even that, if you go down to Indian Gardens and back up, that is a tremendous challenge. And it's insanely difficult, and you're going to be tired going back up. There's no question about that. Now, if you're in really, really good shape and you've been doing lots of hills and stuff, that's not going to be that bad. But I mean, even the smallest sort of hike there, and when I talk about a rim hike, I'm talking about rim, you know, the shortest one being rim to river to rim, or a down and up is what we kind of call it, a down and up, down and up. That's what Carl and I are going to be doing here soon. That's difficult. That's difficult. And somewhere along the line, going up Bright Angel, and that's what we'll do. We'll go the South Kaibab Trail down to Phantom Ranch, or at least down to Silver Bridge, and then up the Bright Angel Trail. And that last part of Bright Angel is really brutal. It's just really steep, a lot of switchbacks. And I'm sort of rambling here, but this is about preparing for the Grand Canyon, and these are things that kind of play into it. And the topic of training when you're tired is an important topic. You know, we can't just not do it because we're tired. You know, and I have to say I have given into that before. And sometimes you need to take a break and rest. That's a little different. But most people, they give up too soon. Most people stop too soon, don't train hard enough, don't do enough, and then they're not ready. They're not, their fitness isn't to a point where it could be, or where they would want it to be on that day. So, you know, all of this because I'm tired today. It's a good topic, guys. And well, for me, I have over the years learned the art of driving my body into the ground. And so I have to be more cognizant about not doing too much. I need to learn to pull back, which is why the last several videos there have been times where I have said I don't want to push it too much too soon. And so I have to be mindful to take a more gradual approach. And it can be nerve-wracking at times because I want to do more, but you can't just, you know, if you're training for like an ultra marathon or a marathon or something like that, you only really want to increase the mileage. They say, I believe it's like 10% per week. It might even be less than that. It's not a lot. And so that's kind of a general recommendation. And I usually try to do a little bit more. But truthfully, you know, I'm not really worried about getting ready, being in shape on the day when we go, because there's even though I'm behind and I kind of worry that I'm not doing enough, I know that there's time, and I know that over the next several weeks I'll be increasing that like I have in the past, and I'll be able to get my body into shape. One thing I have noticed the last few years is that, man, I need more recovery time. My body just doesn't recover as quickly as it used to, and that's frustrating. But that's okay. It's all part of the big puzzle. Well, for not being able to think of anything else to say, I've had a bunch of things pop into my head I want to talk with you about. So there you go. Okay, so I'm headed back up the mountain for loop number 2. I'm gonna focus on that, and I'll check back with you soon. Loop number 2 complete. You see that sign behind me? This time I'm going that way towards the parking lot. Another training day down. Well, talking about training while you're tired, funny thing happened. Started feeling better, and I got a little bit of energy. So I've been running quite a bit today. This last loop, I think I've run half of it at least, which is pretty good, especially since I'm training to run the Grand Canyon. If I'm gonna run it, I probably should be doing some running. And I actually feel pretty good. I feel really good, actually. And if I had turned around earlier this morning, I would have missed out on that. So Saw some friends on the trail. That was a nice treat. And I made a friend on the trail, another ultra runner, way more experienced than me. His name is Steven. I probably should have got him on video, but I'll probably see him out here again next week or the week after or whatever. He says he's been coming up here. He's going to be coming up here every Saturday. He's been training in another part of the valley, and he decided to start coming over here. So anyways, that'll be cool. I'm gonna run the rest of this a little bit, and then we'll check Strava. So here we go. I'm almost there. So about a quarter of a mile. All right, I'm at the parking lot. Let's see what Strava says. About 8.5 miles. It's a 15-minute mile pace, just over 15-minute miles, and 15:19, so that's 15 and a half, and about 2 hours. 2 hours, 10 minutes. Okay, I'm really happy with that. I'm glad I didn't stop because I was tired. I would have missed out on a really, really good second half of the run, which was pretty awesome. And now I get to leave while there's a million people showing up. Super crowded. Wow.
No.
Okay, you have to do self-pay.
All right. Wow. Look at all these people. GoPro, stop recording.